Welcome to Life is Full of It. I'm here, Ernie, with Declan.
An ostrich would fuck your shit up, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, but do you think if you really...
Get close to the mic.
If you really...
Come on, be professional with this shit. Pull up close, sit up straight.
Dude, it's taking us a long time to get back to being professional again.
Well, you gotta sit...
You're bobbing
up
on
to the mic. I know.
You're bobbing on that mic a little too hot. Bobbing on it. Why you gotta touch mine?
Because you gotta get close to your fucking mic.
But I gotta have the...
Oh my god, you sound so good when you're right there.
But see, if we get the stance for it...
Turn your head down towards the mics. Don't talk like this. Who the fuck's up here?
If we get the stands for the mics, I feel like... I was going over this, I think, with Adam last night.
You're gonna ask me about that?
How do you make them sound the same every fucking podcast? Because all the people that do podcasts...
It's like a good sound editors.
They have to make it sound...
They have like sound
people. They move
people.
around.
Because they have sound forth. People.
Whatever. But as far as animals, ostriches, we're just jumping into it. I just pressed record because you're going to ask me a question. I was like, you know what? I actually had a few of these on my mind.
An ostrich would fuck your shit up, right?
But do you think like grabbing its neck is it like strong?
Not something. Yeah, something that big has to be, right?
Is it strong like a fucking like anaconda strength?
Yeah.
You know how you pull it and it shows it pull right back?
I mean, they run pretty fucking fast to keep their head like up. It's got.
I'm talking about like you're gonna die.
Yeah, I think that you're not afraid of the neck.
But if it's beaking at you,
no, you're way afraid of the feet, the talons, and shit like that. You're afraid of kicking you or some shit like that.
What's the most...
I mean, it's probably could strike pretty fast, too, so you're just going to take an eye out, right?
Why
to begin with.
Why I've been thinking about animals lately is because of those African dogs. What are they called?
Hyenas?
No, they're orange. They're very famous.
I'm giving Ernie a really inquisitive face because I don't know what the fuck he's talking. I think.
Well, because there's a video that was circling around, and it was... It was someone brought their dog to the window enclosure of them, and they all ran out, and everyone's like, oh, they're interested in it, and they're like, no, motherfucker, these things rip apart things. And I went further and read more about it, and it said that most zoos don't understand why, or keepers or whoever don't understand why it's because they're endangered, but they're so brutal and scary that you can't do it. And I guess there was an incident where
do they kind of look like hyenas? They're smaller. They got very circular ears. They're like African wild dogs, right?
I think
they're
so.
Speckled. They're spotted.
I think so.
I got what you're talking about.
But there was
look up African wild dog.
They look like hyenas, kind of.
Is that what? Did you look up African wild dog?
I looked up orange wild dogs.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, that's a dingo, bro. That's not an African one.
It's not a dingo.
That's a dingo.
But anyways,
did you know a dingo ate your baby?
Where did that come from? It's on Seinfeld.
It's a movie.
But there's a story behind it, correct?
It's a movie. I'm not quite sure which movie it is, but that's what I'd heard before.
But anyways, there are these certain dogs, but there was a story where like there's an enclosure and the lady held her 2-year-old up to stand on to look over, dropped it, and I guess...
Well, okay, first off, shouldn't be dropping your 2-year-old.
Well, first of all, you shouldn't be anywhere near the zoo.
You shouldn't be dropping...
I don't care
No, that's even more important than that. You shouldn't be dropping a 2-year-old. If you can't hold a 2-year-old, you shouldn't be holding a 3-year-old. But, like, of the worst places you could have dropped your 2-year-old, is the baby dead?
I heard it was one of the most brutal things people could have saw.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about watching it.
And... I think as a dad, I would jump down there and probably would have died too.
Yeah.
Because it's just...
You seen the video of that like tiger that drags some lady out of her car into the jungle?
No.
Look up tiger drags lady out of a car. And then show me. Because there's this fucking crazy clip. They're like doing like one of those drive-through tours. They're not even there for tigers, I don't think. And yeah, somebody gets out of the car to like take a piss. And like while the door's open, a tiger comes out and just drags like one of the grandmas out or something like that. Let me see.
Jesus Christ.
That, by the way, this is what I was talking about.
Oh, that's a different one. That's not the one.
That's an African wild dog.
Drag lion
Car.
car.
Tiger. Not car.
It was a tiger.
Yeah. A tiger's way scarier than a lion. What the fuck?
You think so?
Definitely. Holy shit, yeah. Lions will, like, you'll kind of be able to see a lion coming, right? But, like, a tiger is an ambush predator, dude. You'll never see that shit coming.
I feel like I could hear
They're the biggest cat. They're
Christopher Walken telling the story like, you got a tiger.
You got a tiger.
Tiger coming from
Tiger. I can't do the Christopher
a
Walken.
lion you see coming. Like, but a tiger.
And tigers are bigger than lions. So.
It didn't pop up with drag tiger car or maybe lady. This woman mauled. God, mauled to death.
Yeah.
Where is she at that a tiger is just out running around?
It's like at a Bengalese. It's at like a Bengalese touring place.
Woman gets out of car wildlife zoo attacked by tiger.
Maybe no. This isn't the video I've seen. I don't think so. It might be. Yeah, I think it is. I think this is the
mauled
video.
to death.
Yeah, I think she gets snagged right here. Yep. Yoink. Gone. Just
God, I couldn't imagine.
Dude, thank God we live in North America where we have to worry about black bears, which are pussies.
I know you think black bears are pussies.
They're pussies,
They're gonna
dude.
find out one of these days you're talking about them and come
And do what? I'm gonna go like this and they're gonna run away because they're
walking up.
pussies.
Hey, coming up like as a little their jets.
That we were talking about Joe Rogan. That's the thing, Joe Rogan. He's always talking about eating bear meat and shit. And I'm like, this guy's like talking about, yeah, I used to cook the bear meat, but when he found the bear, it had like worms in it. And I'm like, gross. You ever seen those videos of bears with like giant worms hanging out their asshole?
fucking
Yeah, dude.
nasty.
I'd never eat a fucking. I don't think I'd ever really eat a land faring predator. That's not a bird, you know. I couldn't eat a wolf. I couldn't eat like a large. I couldn't eat a cat. Certainly couldn't eat a dog, right? But I could eat like a fish, like a shark. I could eat.
I was watching.
I wouldn't.
I
I guess I would.
Their most recent food theory. I think it's most recent. I don't know if it is. Whatever. But they talk about why everything tastes like chicken, and it's something about how the molecules and like how the meat is. They're saying, of course, don't go eat crazy shit to try it out.
Sure.
But like lamb chops and shit like that, they're saying
Lamb
like,
chops don't taste like fucking.
I didn't think
chicken.
so either when they said that.
What?
But like alligator Hussein and stuff like that.
Yeah, alligator's known to be the chicken of the swamp.
Really?
Yeah.
But they're saying something about how like
Frog's legs. I've heard
how
that.
their body moves and how their legs move.
It's the way their muscles are like.
and the structure. Yeah. So it's kind of weird.
And like
So
birds have less fat.
watching
in
Naked
their
and
muscles.
watching Naked and Afraid, I'm always like, I would enjoy the food they're eating because you're so fucking hungry. They're getting no calories and they're eating these fucking frog legs like.
Dude, I can't believe we're talking about Joe Rogan again. I saw the clip of Joe Rogan talking to the guy from Lone Survivor. You know what Lone Survivor is? It's that
No.
Mark Wahlberg movie where he's like a military guy. It's like based on a true story. It's like his whole squad gets killed and he gets saved by some of these like farmers in Afghanistan or whatever. But at one point the guy's like telling the true story on Joe Rogan's podcast and he's like, yeah, I was so thirsty, and then he like pauses and you could see him go back into his mind. He's like, dude, I was so fucking thirsty. I was like,
Jesus.
and he's like tries to keep talking. He's like, I've never been that thirsty in my life. Even like you get thirsty thinking about how thirsty he's starting to feel, because like imagining how thirsty, like not having water for like that long, like I think it was like 2 days and shit like that, and you're just like running through the fucking forest, you're all cut up and shot at, and like
He had to drink something, right?
eventually
He probably had
he finds like a river. He talks about
He
that.
probably had to lick like plants.
He talks about like licking his own blood and drinking his own piss and shit like that. Don't get abandoned in Afghanistan during
No.
wartime.
Me and my wife were talking and we got into dirty talking because we're talking about, she's like, would you do Naked and Afraid with me? Or she was talking about her doing it. And I'm like, you would fucking tap out day one. She's like,
You would too.
Oh, she knows that I would tap out before I even left the house. And then she's like, what if we did together?
What if it was me and Donnie versus you and Crystal?
You guys win.
Yeah, we'd crush you.
She's like, what if we did it together? I'm like, fuck no, Crystal. We wouldn't
I'd have
make
made
it.
a stovetop.
Then I told her, I go, do you know what I told her? Do you know what I always think about talking about dirty shit? Is do they ever think about semen as protein? Because
No, because that's not how your body fluids. You're not like you're never at a net. Like, you're drinking your own piss to stop yourself from feeling dehydrated, but it's not actually rehydrating you. It, like, immediately goes through your system, goes back into your bladder.
So protein for...
No, you're not, like, if you...
I don't think they have the energy to jerk
If you
off.
eat your own shit, Ernie, that's the equivalent. You're just
That's
eating your own...
different, though,
No,
'cause
it's
that can
not.
make you
You're eating your...
sick.
But you're... No.
Eating your own shit doesn't make you sick?
I believe eating your own shit will not make you sick. Eating other people's stuff and getting other people's bacteria in your system... I don't want to. I'm not a scientist here, but I'm pretty sure most of your bodily fluids are sterile to yourself.
That's weird.
It's about where you get them. It's like,
Do you know...
shit's not dangerous for you if it's in the place where your body's protected. But if it's like,
I get worried about when they cook the food, if it's going to affect your body.
what?
When they cook food that they catch or whatever.
Yeah, but they have like an entire. There's like they're not like in the middle of nowhere with no help. They have like there's an entire team of doctors on call.
There is.
Yeah, they got to sign a fucking safety waiver.
They get sick. A lot of them get sick from what they eat or whatever. One guy found a frog who's all pumped up, but it had a big ass millipede or some shit on him, poisoning him and killing him. But they ate him anyways. I'm like, dude, I'd be worried about what poison's in that.
No, you cook out most shit like
The
that.
craziest thing that I think to eat what they do is cooking turtles. Because they just put them on the easiest thing to cook, because you just put them on their shell, put like a pot type of deal or a fire, and they're their own pot.
Yeah.
And you just crack it open and just start going through Raphael like it's no thing.
Yeah.
It'd be so hard to do. I mean, when you're hungry, I guess you're hungry.
Yeah. I was like about to say something big, and I was just like, yeah.
Well,
I feel like if you're hungry enough, you're gonna eat the fucking turtle. You're
Yeah.
gonna suck it up and eat Michelangelo, okay?
Yeah. Party on.
Now, whether I'm gonna eat Master Splinter is another question.
Would you eat rats?
No, God, no. Absolutely not. Maybe a rat in a forest, not a rat in a city. A rat in a city is disgusting. A rat in a forest is like any other animal, right?
I get it. Still grosses me out.
But it's just like any other animal, though.
It's like they hunt.
But like what? Okay, so if you'll eat like if I killed a deer and I gave you deer steaks and you eat that, what is different? What has that deer been exposed to? Well, I mean, what's the rat been
maybe
exposed
it's just
to that the deer has?
elegance of the animal.
Sure, but like the rat's just in the same environment.
But
it's not doing anything grosser. It's not doing anything grosser than the deer is.
I guess.
And the rats are clean. Like they clean themselves all the time. They're like cats, dude. The thing is, rats in cities with around people are fucking gross.
I just always
Because they're overpopulated. They're like eating bad food.
With, just bacteria and shit.
Well, because all the rats you know is in a rat in a house, a rat in a building. You don't think of a rat as an animal that lives outside because you don't realize that rats existed before cities existed, before people existed.
What about squirrels though? Because I see them hunt for squirrels a lot on those shows where they're like using bow and arrows to kill them, and they'll just skin them and eat them.
Yeah.
But like to me, it's just I don't know. Rodent type creatures are just like
People eat guinea pig all the time.
Really?
Yeah, it's a huge common thing to eat in like
I
South
just feel like it's
America,
just a
I think.
little like pet thing and just skin
Different
them.
strokes for different folks, man.
I guess they think the same thing with us with chicken and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, maybe not the same thing because they
my
probably
mom's
eat
got
chicken
a
too.
fucking flock. I don't know if you'd call it a flock of chickens. What is
A
it,
walk, a
Chuck?
flock of chickens.
What's a group of chickens?
A flock.
Flock. She's got like fucking I think like 12 now, 10 now,
Mm-hmm.
and they let them out to go walking. They're the creepiest thing to watch up close. They
They're
look like fucking,
velociraptors,
yeah,
bro.
they look like fucking dinosaurs. And they start
The way their feet.
they start picking hella fast as shit.
And you throw any food in from them, they all jump on it and start tearing it apart.
For them to go put them away. My
But
mom,
chickens are way grosser than rats are, you gotta realize. Chickens just like sit in their own shit most of the time.
yeah.
Rats will like go shit and then run away from it.
Well, I mean, if you look at the videos that they try to expose how we in America take care of
Yeah,
chickens,
but that's like
where they're all
that's not the chicken's fault.
no.
That's
but
our
I'm talking
fault.
about them being in their own shit and being squeezed in cages and like being all fucking crazy and shit like that.
I've been watching Insider has a YouTube channel. I don't know if you know what Insider is. It's like
The old TVs.
Insider
like
is
Insider shit?
specifically like a news site, a magazine.
Easy there, Fox News.
Easy there, Fox and Friends.
That's what he says. That's funny.
But they have these videos about like why are certain food things so expensive.
Like
It's called Risky Business, I think. It's like why are like these bracelets really expensive? Why are gems really expensive? Why are like vanilla beans so expensive? And it like goes over the history of all of them. And it was talking about foie gras. You know what foie gras is?
No.
It's
Rack?
fattened goose liver.
Ew.
You've seen those videos where they take like the syringe of food and they shove it down the goose's throat and they force feed it the goose?
Never seen that in my life.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Rock the Casbah?
Rock the Casbah?
What is it? Cash
Rock
box?
the Casbah.
That was close to what I said.
Yes, but no.
And what is it called that they're doing to the goose?
The Casbah. Rock the Casbah. Sharif don't like it.
Sharif don't like it?
Yeah, rock the Casbah.
What does that all mean?
It's about the Middle East.
That's right. But what were you talking about the goose thing is called?
Foie gras.
Rock the foie gras.
Rock the foie gras.
Yeah.
Walk the frog.
It could work.
Walk like
Yeah.
cooking.
But they
like a
shove
wok.
it in their throats?
Look up foie gras.
But-
Foie. If you could spell foie gras, just look up fattened goose liver. Fattened goose liver, also known as foie gras, it's got a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain omelette de fromage, some portobello. That's Italian.
I found fattening the goose phrase. That's not it. Fattening goose, what'd you call it?
It's fattened goose liver.
Sounds like it's
Fattening the goose comes from the.
Is goose liver fattening? That's how they wrote it.
Oh. I don't know how to spell foie gras. Otherwise, I just tell you to look up foie gras.
I'm gonna write goose and foie gras.
Foie gras.
Foie.
Gras. Let me look up. I'm gonna just type it in. See if I can get close.
Oh, I found it. It's
Oh.
Fuagra.
Okay. Foie gras.
Actually, it's Foie.
It's like apostrophe.
No, just space. Oh, this is on Wikipedia.
Oh.
Gras. Popular and well-known delicacy of French cuisine. Its flavor is rich, buttery, and delicate, unlike an ordinary duck or goose liver.
And then look up.
What's the controversy on it? It says controversy.
Click the.
Controversy. Oh, that's why, because they put it in
They
them.
stuff the goose. They literally force
That
feed
actually
the
hurts
goose.
my stomach.
Yeah. But there's a guy who
That's
makes
the
real.
controversy.
But they did a video about a guy who in Spain who makes really expensive foie gras because he makes it ethically.
So you only could do it by you could only make this by shoving it in the
No. It just costs a lot more money.
So how's the guy making it legally?
He feeds him dates and acorns, really fattening food.
But no matter what, he's gonna kill the fucking goose at the end of the day.
Yeah, but that's not the ethical problem. The ethical problem is making the goose. These geese are treated like gods. They're fed like dates and shit, like food that like.
It's gonna end soon, but it's gonna be a good time for.
And he has like domestic geese that like. I guess they sort of honey trap wild geese into coming down and being in his space. And he only kills the wild geese.
Jesus.
So I guess.
He's got the supreme geese in there. Bringing that sounds.
Yeah, but if you take any aspect of farming and say, what if it was people? It's gonna be fucked up, right?
Yeah.
But it's because animals aren't people.
I mean,
Animals aren't people, Ernie.
if Hitler was an animal and or a
Hitler-
farmer was a farmer, and they were all animals, would we say anything then?
Stop. Stop.
I know.
That's
it's
the
all
worst.
wrong.
That's the worst vegan argument.
Yeah, that would be a horrible vegan argument. That's horrible. I didn't know that they shoved the fucking tubes down them.
It's a French
Have you had geese or
foie
goose?
gras.
Have you? Okay, foie gras.
I've never had geese and I've never had foie gras. I've had duck. I've had duck before, not Peking duck, but like duck. Like
Just a
you
random duck.
shot it. Peking duck is like the style of duck to have. Like you ever seen those movies when they're in Chinatown? They said you just have like the duck hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Peking duck usually, and it's prepared a certain way. It's cooked a certain way. It's aged a certain way. Regular duck. I'm
Is
talking
any
about
of that-
I'm talking about the duck you like.
Can any of that be called kosher? Because how they're killed.
Fuck, I don't fucking know. I'm not a rabbi. I don't.
Kosher is about how they're killed, though, right?
Yeah, and what kind of animal it is. There's like some rules, like you can't have what is it, even-toed, no even-toed ungulates.
Who the fuck makes up those rules?
The
What if they're born with a?
the broble. I gotta check the broble on this one.
What if they're
Gotta make sure it's
born
okay with the
an
verbal.
extra toe or something, and then it's like, oh, I guess we can eat it.
Well, they probably just sacrifice it.
This one isn't up to par.
Mm-hmm.
Smack. I never had anything foreign like that. I think one time,
Foreign? What do you really consider foreign? Because spaghetti is foreign.
I mean, far as like
Sushi's
not
foreign.
normal meat here in the USA. We eat
So-
chicken.
so
chicken,
you've had
cow,
chicken.
Cowfish is what we normally eat here.
You've had chicken, beef. Just say yes every time I
Yes.
Chicken, beef.
Yes.
You've had pork,
Yes.
Shrimp,
Yeah.
shellfish, lobster, that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
crabs.
You know, I was reading that they used to give,
Poor people lobster.
people in jail lobster. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they started to get limited, is why it went up in price or whatever. I don't know. Or I think they said chefs got a hold of it and realized that, you could do
These aren't
this.
just smelly, disgusting sea bugs. They
We could
taste
do
fucking
things.
good.
They said it's basically a fucking cockroach of the sea.
Yeah,
It's fucking disgusting.
it's still tasty as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Got some red lobster.
I could if a cockroach was this big, and if you cooked it right, it tasted good. I'd still probably eat it.
It's just so gross thinking about cockroaches. Where they go. Where does I mean, I guess it's a little different with
When they're like this
in the
big.
water.
Wow, they're probably grosser in the water.
Think so?
They're probably crawling in like whale carcasses and shit.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, or he's like sitting. If you see those Finding Nemo does a good job of this. Crabs will like sit on sewer pipes and just eat shit as it comes out of the sewer pipe. Yeah.
And then we go eat the crab.
Yeah. But guess what? That crab is tasty as fuck. That's a circle of life, baby.
Eat-
Somebody's
but
got to eat the
I
shit,
get
and somebody's got to
eating-
eat the shit
I
eaters.
get eating that being a circle of life, but not the eating the shit.
No, the crab. Someone's got to eat the shit. The shit's got to go somewhere. Your body doesn't like process all of the nutrients, so there's still plenty of nutrients there for other things to get.
It's all survival, I guess.
Yeah, something's.
Do you
gotta
know? Do you
eat
think
the shit, bro?
Do you think if you speaking of the ocean, and shit,
There's eat shitters and shit eaters.
how long do
okay?
you think you would last in the ocean just thrown in the middle of it?
Like as long as a normal person would.
like Scooby.
I'm not really afraid of getting eaten by a shark as much as I am just dying.
Because
And drowning
whenever
within a day.
Whenever I'm swimming, I'll like take a break and I'll just float and put my head up, and I feel myself just slowly sinking, and I'm like, I couldn't make it. Like,
Yeah, you could. You breathe in and you fall back up.
but like imagine
You ever
in
done
the
that before?
middle- Yeah,
You ever
imagine
just sat
in
there?
the middle of the ocean, but you get tired. Like
Yeah, but like if I put you in the middle of the forest, you'd get tired too and die eventually.
oh my god, there's things all around you though.
Yeah, but
Ocean, there's nothing to lean on.
well, yeah, in the middle of the fucking ocean, yes. There's literally nothing. But it's almost like human beings were designed for like every other territory on Earth except for the middle of the fucking ocean.
yeah,
Like if I put you on the coast, like if I put you in on a sandbar next to a reef, right? There was no like dry land, but there was still stuff for you to stand on.
yeah.
You think you could survive? But you got no fire. You're gonna be wet all the time.
You can make fire.
I'm just saying. It's a stupid question.
But I honestly, who was it talking to me too?
I think it'd be like,
I think it was
could you beat up a shark or a killer whale? I'd be like, fuck no.
A shark, you punch in its nose, right?
You give it a snoot poop or grab its gills.
I think Adam was saying, he's like, can you float? He's like, he can't float. I can't float either. My wife thinks it's hilarious. I'll lay on my back and my body tilts. I don't know if it's a fat guy
You
thing.
don't breathe in to float back up because that's not how floating works. You don't. Every human can float.
I lay on my back. I can't float.
You have to be breathing. Are you breathing or are you just sitting there like,
Yeah. I'm breathing.
are you taking deep breaths?
If I wasn't breathing, sir, I'd be dead. That's me jerking off.
Is that what your doctor said?
Yeah.
No, I was like, no shit, buddy.
About what?
When he was like, breathing, right? That's pretty important.
Well, he's only like, first of all, he was being like, number
Talking about
one,
withdrawal, right?
number one, breathing. He's like, we need that, right? And he's like, number two,
No,
water.
he's talking about your piss. Your piss being like brown.
What about it?
That's why he was talking about it, because he was talking about you need to drink more water.
My pee, I was going to take a picture of it. I was like, it looked pretty clear. I was going to show Crystal. Like, I don't know. Maybe
It
I'm
looks
up and
pretty
down.
clear. It's just red.
Yeah, it's
just
clear. It's
blood.
clear red, clear blood. But no, it's a fearful thing with the animals we're talking about attacking.
Why would you be afraid of the middle of the ocean? When are you ever going to be in the middle of the ocean?
I
Who's
don't
ever going
know.
to take you out on a boat into the ocean? So why be afraid of it? Get over it, okay?
I just
There's a
think
lot
that-
of things in your life that you should be afraid of. Being in the middle of the ocean is
I
not
just
one
think
of them.
about the creatures, like when we talk about animals and shit.
That's not the scariest part about being in the middle of the fucking ocean. Is it? Blessed be the day I get eaten by a shark before I died of starvation, or
Yeah, that's true.
or hypothermia, or
You
exhaustion.
You can't drink that water.
Like, you know how
either.
painful dying of drowning is?
Oh yeah, I've done it.
Yeah. A deep. Oh, okay.
And it sucks because you can't drink the water, right? Because it's salt water. Because
Yep.
it'll dehydrate you.
Well, it'll
More, right?
make you go
Make
stir
you sick.
crazy. It'll it'll fuck up your whole body chemistry.
God.
Damn.
And I just think about people that die in currents and shit.
Damn, son.
We're getting a
Where'd
lot
you
of.
find that?
I think fucking Adam did that in the last podcast. It's like, damn, son.
Damn, son.
Where'd you find
Where'd you
those?
find that?
We're getting a lot of people dying in currents, like in rivers recently.
Well,
Like,
swim better, chumps.
that is fucked up. They're like younger kids and shit.
I don't
like
care.
little kids.
They don't let them go in the water.
That, to be honest, you should keep them far away.
What is the government supposed to do? Stop the water from flowing? Like, you should just know better, right?
Well, you should know better to keep your children away.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like it's you can't blame nature. What do you do? Arrest nature?
It's almost
Nature
like-
going down for murdering 3
It's
kids.
almost a fucked up joke to be like, well,
But-
the kids are, fucking get good kids.
But some amount of kids have
So,
to die by
the
getting swept
SNL
away by currents, right?
SNL had a joke that was horrible, and he had to read it, and he's like, "Oh my god, guys, come on, this is fucked up," because he's like,
Is it when they're doing the back and forth jokes? They write jokes for each other. Yeah.
and he's doing Martin Luther King. He said like, what did someone say that he?
Just tell me the joke about the drowning kids.
No, you were talking about the drowning kids.
You stopped talking about the drowning kids?
yeah,
Oh,
I was
what
going
the
to the
fuck?
Martin Luther King joke, and it was
Why
horrible
does that have to do with anything?
because it's a horrible, uncalled for
Oh, okay.
joke, basically. Because he said, to be fair, he was running his mouth, basically, why he got killed.
okay.
And I was just like, oh, he goes, God damn it, guys, why do I have to read this? And it's true, because it's like, damn, that's a fucked up joke. But for me, it's like you thinking, like, man, come on, kids, like, get good. But it's more the parents and keep them away from it.
Yeah, but like what I'm trying to say is, as a parent, it's if your kid gets swept away and killed by the water, it's your fucking fault. It's no one else's fucking fault. You can't blame it on anybody else. It's not like somebody came out of nowhere and like grabbed your kid and dragged him down the river. Just some guy floating upstream of the river. Your kid's playing, all of a sudden he just like latches onto your kid, just keeps dragging.
I don't
your
like
kid
thinking
down.
about kids dying, but there is.
Yeah, I don't like thinking about kids dying either.
But there was it alligator at the Disney park that like just came out of the water and grabbed the 2-year-old and yanked it back in.
Yeah.
I don't know how the parent let him get that far close. It was at Disney fucking
Well, that's
Discovery
Disney's
Wild Park.
land. They're not in nature. If you get swept away by a current, you're in nature. There's no Disney security guard to come check each of the water
Have
things.
you been on the Jungle Cruise ride? That's a pretty rough shit, man.
Are there real animals in the Jungle Cruise?
No,
ride?
they wanted to. If you watch the Disney Plus called The Imagineers or whatever, there's a great series that shows each,
Yeah, I don't know if that would work.
each attraction that
That'd
they
be really
wanted to build.
fucking boring.
Yeah. But-
oh my god, the crazy wild hippos! And hippos are just like 500 feet away, sleeping on like a.
That's how probably Discovery Kingdom is. I've never been there, but that's where you ride around in a Jeep and you're,
Yeah, but that's a little bit more understandable because you're like driving around.
That's more Jurassic
That's
Park
what you're
shit.
Paying for, right? I don't go to Disney to see
But
hippos.
Adventure Jungle Cruise, they're right next to you, and that's what Walt wanted was a live giraffes and live hippos.
I'm not really sure how I feel about zoos.
I think they're not good. Crystal always like, when he was little, let's take Logan to the zoo. I'm like, fuck that, I don't want to go, but fuck that because they don't need to be having these animals all
It
locked up.
depends though, right? Because birds don't really notice the difference, right? If I have a fucking flock of flamingos in my zoo, they don't care. They're just
Yeah.
fucking flamingos. But if I have if the animals pass a certain like intelligence mark, like if it could, like I don't think chimps, unless you're like trying to preserve these animals, like if they're endangered or you're studying them, I don't think you should have like chimps. I don't think you should have like animals past a certain size. Like really, you shouldn't have elephants or giraffes. It's kind of fucked up. You should definitely not have whales or dolphins because they're hella fucking smart and they like actually have emotions and shit. And killer whales have also killed people in captivity.
Mm-hmm.
The only time they've ever killed anybody is in captivity.
They've never killed outside.
I don't believe so. No,
That's crazy.
they're my favorite animals. Dude, I fucking love killer whales. They're sick. They're just so fucking smart, and they're so like. There's like different kinds of, or they're all
Are they
orcas.
kind like Free Willy, like the orca Free Willy?
They don't treat us as food, so yes, they're not like human food. They. I already told you this. They don't like feathers, so they skin penguins and eat them like toothpaste.
Ew.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty sick.
They
though.
just squeeze it.
They basically flay it. They cut out. They loose it in all
All
the
I'm seeing
skin,
is a
and they bite
tube.
down and it. pops out and they spit the skin. They throw the skin away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
I don't want to see that.
I've seen them. They attack sharks, but they only eat the shark livers.
That's fucking demented.
Yeah. Well,
Like
no.
rock and roll.
Yeah,
like,
but they're like us.
That's a ritual.
Right? They're like early us, right? We do some fucked up shit like that, right? We literally eat. We overfeed goose just to eat their stuffed liver, bro. Are you really gonna blame the whale for doing that to the shark? And like, they're just like no. Outside of us, no other animal.
Don't people eat whale? Or is that?
I don't think
I'm
people
thinking
eat
about
orcas.
they use whale.
Back in the ye olden times, they used to use whale oil for about like 30 years until they discovered petroleum. But yeah, there are whale meals, but just whale and like Japanese whaling is a common thing,
How the
right?
fuck do you catch a big enough whale and cut it up?
You spear it, you follow it, because whales swim up at the surface. They don't dive down very deep unless they're
I
sperm
know,
whales.
but they were like, oh, we got him. Now what? You
No,
gotta
they just
drag it in?
follow it and they just keep shooting it. Yeah, and then they bring it up. You've never seen those big pictures of like whale corpses just cut, like their heads just cut off, and it's just a guy standing in the middle of all its flesh?
No.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Whaling is crazy. Read Moby Dick.
Do they hunt whales in Moby Dick? I thought it was Moby Dick. He's just stuck in the whale.
No, he's a whaler.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of Pinocchio.
Yeah, we're whalers on the moon. We carry a harpoon. For there are no whales, so we tell tall tales, and we're singing a whaling tune.
Is that what they sing in Moby Dick?
That's from Futurama.
Oh.
Because when they're talking about the moon industries, they're like, moon's early industry was hunting for space whales, but nobody ever found any whales. And then it's like bad animatronics, like Carbo, we're whalers on the moon. We carry our harpoon, for there are no whales, so we tell tall tales, we're singing our whaling tune.
Where do you go get to eat whales at?
It's like illegal in most countries. It's like illegal.
What's the reason why?
Because almost every species of whale is endangered.
Endangered?
Yeah, because of over hunting.
Damn.
We wiped out like 80% of whales on the earth.
What are we taking them for? Besides,
We used to take them for the oil, and now there are illegal Japanese whaler ships that harvest them for all kinds of stuff.
don't they have that like on TV where there's like whale wars?
I think
they
you
call it
can-
or something
Yes.
where they try to protect them, right?
South Park does a parody of that too. It's kind of funny. Where they just end up they're like shooting water at the thing, and then the Japanese guys just plug guns and shoot them all.
That's hilarious. But what are they doing? Are people really out there trying to hunt them, and people are out there really trying to protect them for a living? Do they get paid?
Not for a living, no. People do a lot of shit for no pay.
Well, I get that. But
I mean,
I was gonna
rent's
ask-
free. They live on a boat.
I was gonna say, do they get paid for saving them? That's kind of cool, but
Well, they probably just get fed and rent and never get to have kids. And
hey, where's this fish from? It's kind of
it's a whale, bro. It's a mammal.
I know when they're eating. It's so weird for me to think of it as an ant mammal.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is not a sufficient answer.
It's just weird.
What about them?
Lives in the sea.
Okay, seals are mammals.
I get that, but they're more on land than sea.
Sure.
And they have like a coat of fur. Don't they?
Not
got?
all of them, no.
I thought you
You
clubbed.
ever seen Have you ever seen leopard seals?
Yes, not in person.
There are some crazy images. Those motherfuckers have like they're frightening animals. Frightening, and they have killed people
A
before.
lot of those animals are frightening. What's frightening to me the other day watching like on TikTok, hippos eating pumpkins was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
They're just literally like look like a compactor.
I mean, you can only have a mouth that big and not have a giant, enormous bite.
but they
right?
have like fucking 4 teeth.
tusks. They're
Tusks.
teeth.
Whatever. I don't know what they were.
They're tusks.
Whatever they were doing, they were fucking going to work.
Yeah.
And they were like swallowing them whole. I'm like, if that was my head, dog.
Do you know rhinos charge things mostly because they're blind and they're just too scared, so they have no
I was
other...
watching a rhino and an elephant fight, and the elephant was just tossing his
Elephants are not to be trifled with, my dude.
Yeah.
Lions don't hunt, like, animals don't... Elephants and, like, giraffes, like, adult giraffes are, like, they're scavenger food, that's it. They're, like,
Who? What'd you say?
scavenger food.
No, what animals?
Elephants and giraffes.
Oh.
They're just too big for any normal predator.
Giraffes only eat.
What I mean is, when the only way they ever get eaten is when they die.
Oh.
And it's something, a vulture
I
comes
swear
along.
I've seen like
It's not common.
tigers or whatever get giraffes, lions. I don't know.
Tigers would not attack a giraffe. I'd imagine a tiger, but they usually attack like the babies, the vulnerable ones. Like no predator really attacks like full-grown animals. Really, if they can attack a baby, because it's just so much easier to hunt and kill a baby than it is to kill like a full-grown animal.
What a bitch.
That's why most animals have high birth rates, is because mostly younglings,
Oh,
women
they're all-
and the children.
They're all a bunch of Anakin Skywalkers.
I killed them like animals.
And he goes and kills some Padawans.
Yeah, but isn't that what he says about the Sandman?
Yeah. Sand people.
This-
This is Sandman.
The Sandman.
Bring me a dream.
Boom, 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 boom. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen.
Uh,
Boom, 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 boom. Give
To
him
me, I just feel like giraffes are pretty safe and elephants are safe. Elephants I can see because they got armor.
But they're just so big. Oh, giraffes will fuck you up, dude. You know how horses kick you? Imagine something like twice the size of a horse kicking you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it'll fucking cripple you.
I just never seen it.
You ever seen them drink, though? They got them like this.
Open up their legs hollow wide.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like your mom. Oh!
But I've seen elephants mob though, like especially again watching like Naked and Afraid.
I think I've
like
seen
that.
Indian elephants get
People
attacked
are-
by tigers, but I've never seen, like, an elephant get attacked by a lion.
I've just seen them fight off their territory against hippos, against rhinos.
Yeah, because they're big.
They charge
Biggest-
them and just swing their like fucking
The heaviest land animal.
nose around.
The heaviest land animal.
Heaviest?
Heaviest.
I thought it was your mom.
Oh!
Is there anything close to compared?
A giraffe.
Really? That's
Other elephants.
I think I'd be far off.
Just think about big animals. Like a big horse, maybe?
Hey, where'd the mastodons go?
They died.
Are we sure about that?
Yes.
Are you sure they didn't lose some hair when they evolved?
I mean, yes, but also no. Elephants, and they're like the same family, but it's not like mammoths preceded elephants. They like coexisted.
Oh, I said mastodons, like a Power Ranger one.
Mastodon! Pterodactyl! Pterodactyl?
Saber-tooth tiger.
Saber-tooth tiger!
See, saber-tooth, I hated that. It sounds so racist, but that's how she said it. And everyone that's always a joke. Saber-tooth tiger.
Pterodactyl!
Pterodactyl. Dyslexia.
The next one is they're I can't make this joke. They're robots. Or all mental diseases.
Oh my god. My sister had
Anxiety!
My sis-
Depression!
my sister had to do a
Where did this bear touch you?
a report for her nursing class about
Jasmine?
yeah.
Yasmin?
She had to do like how they do with
Alhamdulillah.
Winnie the Pooh has all the different
He's got gonads.
no, like Winnie the Pooh's
Oh, yeah.
obsessive eating disorder, whatever the fuck it's called. Rabbit is an ADHD.
He's Rabbit's OCD.
So
Who is ADHD?
Gopher?
Donkey's depression.
Yes.
The
Well, anyways,
Eeyore.
they gave them Guardians of the Galaxy, and she had to pick.
And the piglet is anxiety.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So that's yours.
Yeah, she's
You
always
get Piglet.
I'm a little bit of Eeyore and Piglet, but she.
We all got a little bit of Eeyore in ourselves.
I
No,
got a little Eeyore in me.
Tigger's ADHD.
Yes,
He's
He needs
attention
Adderall.
hyperactive disorder.
Tigger. There is a video of this guy. You ever see him where he makes he gets toys and puts a new audio box in it and makes it really
Offensive.
It's a black dude, so he always makes it.
okay.
But it's like, my name is Tigger, and what rhymes with Tigger that starts with an N? And then he'll walk up to people going, hey, like to the store owners, like, you guys are okay with this? It's fucking horrible.
That's actually funny as fuck.
But anyway, she got Guardians of the Galaxy, and she was calling me, telling me like, what disease do you think Thanos has, or what disorder does Thanos have? And I was like,
Narcissism.
I really don't know, like
Sociopathy.
I guess. And she was going through all the Guardians, and for me, they all have
Peter's got mommy issues.
I said they all have parent issues to me. But then she's like, well, you could say, I forgot what she was saying, that like Rocket's
got
narcissism.
Rocket's bipolar.
Star-Lord has narcissism or some shit. But I felt like I'm thinking of more mental. I'm thinking of like the Winnie the Pooh ones. Like,
yeah.
But I don't think any of them have any of those.
Narcissism is a mental disease.
Depression, I think, PTSD,
Rocket's got PTSD.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, those ones I'm thinking.
Well, PTSD is on the same level as depression. Right?
Okay, yes. But I'm saying, that's what I get, yes.
I think Drax doesn't have ADHD.
Maybe, now that you say it. I have to ask her what she ended up giving the answers for, because she had a group project, and that's what she's like, what do you think Thanos has? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think he was all right. He wanted to bring balance to the world. I don't know if he had an issue.
Yeah, he's a sociopath, which is a mental disorder.
It's so sad that
That one's a disease.
animals of the Acre Woods all had to have. But see, was that really done for real, or did someone just point that out?
And then Peter Robbins got paranoid schizophrenia.
Or did the writers actually write Winnie the Pooh like that purposely? Just like everyone's like,
I don't know. Ask him.
Ninja Turtles, like Leonardo has a sword because he's the most like
That's definitely not.
disciplined. But it all makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Michelangelo's the
Yeah, but humans will find patterns, right? We'll
Yeah.
just see stuff. We'll be like,
But like Raph is so aggressive, they gave him the defensive weapon, so he doesn't really like fuck up.
even though he
Michelangelo
can
got
still stab people with those.
Michelangelo got the weapon that takes the most to learn because he like
He's a goofball.
he needs to learn better. And Donnie has the most simple thing because he has the bigger brain.
He's got the biggest brain.
So it all makes sense. But it's like I don't think that was actually
I think that's something that's a
written.
little bit more like. Yeah, I don't think that's like was the intended design.
That's what I'm saying. But it all fits kind of
Sure,
well.
but like humans will find patterns, right? They could have all different weapons. People would find find reasons for them to have those weapons, right?
Sure. Yeah. I agree. You could totally. Have you seen a lot of the regular show?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Have you seen all the
And how
Kermit?
about your baby duck? Send them to the moon.
All the Kermit Omeagles lately? Was it Meagle?
Omegle?
What's it called? The little video chatter.
Maybe it is.
Is
Is
it
it
Omegle?
Kermit? Like people are paying for like a $5 to talk to Kermit or whatever.
No, it's where you go on and like you just chat with people, then you could just leave.
Oh
You
yeah,
just-
I know what you're talking about.
But you seen the Kermit once where they're always like, "Hi, how you doing?" And they're like, "Oh my God, Kermit!" And he goes, "I want to check you. I want you to check something out." And he just pulls out a fucking like a cucumber, but he's like holding it. He goes, "Check it out," and it's like everything's always wholesome because people are always like, "Oh my God, it's Kermit." He's like, "How you doing? What are you doing today?" Then he's like, "Can I show you something?" And they're like, "Yeah," and he just pulls it, and he's holding a cucumber, and it looks like it's a dick. And it ruins it for everybody because they're just like, "Oh my God, Kermit!" It's always girls like, "You're so cute." "Oh, thanks." You go, "Can I show you something?"
He said, I can't remember this. Some guys made this video. He's like, there's a hole in his door, and it's like Kermit's like talking. He's like, "Hey, bud." Like he wants to
I
get
think I've
in,
seen that.
and it like he's like, "Is somebody else out there with you?" He's like, "No." And he backs away. There's somebody just Elmo in the background, not saying anything.
I think I've seen that.
He's like, "Whoa, I saw something. I saw someone." Kermit sticks his face back, and like, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't."
Oh man, if I could still do what I wanted to do is play games on Twitch, but just have the video of someone playing, I'd want to have my own mascot, but Kermit would be too good. Just playing like, "Oh, play the game."
It's just he's so meek.
Yeah,
Kermit's kind of Kermit's a beta.
yeah.
He's a beta.
Totally. He's not a. He's
He's not a Chad.
Yeah.
He's not a Giga Chad.
I have depicted Yoda. I have depicted you as the Soy Jack and me as the
fuck is
Chad.
that?
You never seen that video of like Darth Sidious talking to Yoda or whatever? He's like,
I have depicted you as the Soy Jack.
You know what Soy Jack is?
no.
Look up Soy Jack.
Soy Jack.
Yeah, look up Soy Jack. It's not gross or
I
anything.
thought you were
Don't
gonna
worry
make me
about
look
it.
up like a.
No, it's not
Blue,
gross.
was it?
You're
What
good.
was it? Blueberry waffle?
Ugh, no.
I've never seen it. I'm not bold
just
enough
blue
to
waffle.
type it. Is it blue waffle?
Yeah. Just look up Soy Jack.
Soy Jack is a portmanteau of soy and Wojak. It's a variation of Wojak that combines Wojak style illustrations and features a soy boy and new male.
Go to the images and you'll see what I'm doing.
But I still that didn't help me at all. That did not help me one bit. Emotional damage. A Chad popped up when I clicked images.
What?
Is it a Chad?
You'll see. It's a meme format.
And am I spelling it wrong?
Sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, but it's
Your
so-
computer's ass.
it's not Jack as in Jack as a name. It's J-A-K. Oh, it's just the guy's. I see the pointing one, but I see the crying one more than anything. That crying
The
face.
pointing one is actual two guys that are holding like soy chicken at a soy chicken restaurant.
Do you know what these look like? A guy that plays cards with you, and that works at a place, and that looks like he lives that life. That's hilarious. Especially these ones that show three guys.
He reminds me of the caterpillar from Bug's Life.
The guy or this?
The guy. I hope we're talking about the same guy. Are we talking about the same guy?
Yeah, I think so. Donatello?
Yeah.
Raphael?
It's gonna sound like you just like we said the name and you just put Donatello over it, but you just really said Donatello. Wait. Donatello? That's what it sounded like. It sounded like like you just cut me saying Donatello and
can't
pasted it over
believe
you.
this guy, his name is fucking Donatello. Just that's
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
that's so funny. Like the guy that got arrested down the street, he was raping chickens.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, his name was Donatello. I don't know why that's so stupid now.
I didn't realize we were continuing the bit either.
I know.
I thought you were talking about something real.
I just thought it was funny for some reason that we keep.
Oh my god, look out! Donatello. It's like when they do the really bad dubs.
Yeah. Why do we even get onto the soy jack? What? So what is?
Because I was doing
what
that.
is
I
this?
depicted you as the
It's a meme format. A
But
soy jack
I know. I see this a lot on wrestling.
It's like the Virgin versus Chad. You're seeing the
Okay,
Virgin this
okay.
versus the Chad that.
Because I'll say I see this usually with like
A soy jack is a soy boy.
WWE.
A woe jack is like an image that's been drawn over and turned into a meme. Usually,
A what?
A
Soy?
woe jack.
Oh.
A woe jack is like a real picture, like of a real person's face. Like the Chad is like a real guy that somebody just.
Is that a real guy with the jawline? And
Yeah,
all
that's
that?
but somebody really like shittily drew over. Using the ones where they're like that, right?
Yeah.
That's just like some dude's actual like profile that somebody just drew over or whatever. There's like the bear Wojak, which is funny. It's just a bear with the sad Wojak face on it.
Yeah, I see people use it like I said, like WWE drones seething tonight, and they'll have like that guy's face with like tears coming out of it, or
And he's like big text. And it's like,
AEW, like it's always
Yeah.
like in the wrestling 4chans or Reddits that I'm on, like they'll post like.
what's Reddit?
I don't know.
It's
You have to
gone.
read about it.
It died.
What's the?
Cracker Barrel has fallen. Have you seen that?
No.
A bunch of fucking right wingers got mad because Cracker Barrel said, "Yeah, you know what? It's okay if you're gay." And so,
What?
and then there was a post that was Cracker Barrel has fallen.
Is this like on a right wing site said it or
And
something?
all I can imagine after I heard that is the next time somebody does one of We Didn't Start the Fires, somebody better say, "And Cracker Barrel has fallen."
But my thing is, I don't know. I can't get into it. It opens up a whole nother can of worms. I just don't get why the fuck do they care. Like, pooh, I never ate there before. Now, pooh, I'm never gonna eat there again.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Just
It-
like the whole Bud Light thing.
they're destroying the institutions that make America special,
Oh,
like the
dude.
Cracker Barrel and Bud Light.
Do you remember the guy when Crackle Barrel fired that dude's wife, and there was like a whole
No, what?
yeah, there was a whole.
Sorry, I'm not down with the Cracker Barrel news, dude.
There was.
I'm not preying on Cracker
this
Barrel's
was-
downfall.
This was years ago. Someone's wife got fired from Cracker Barrel, and he made like a big thing on Facebook, so that everyone jumped on it. It was like, "How dare you fire like whatever her name is?" And people would call and stuff. It was crazy. It was nuts. But speaking of something real crazy out of nowhere, I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't know how you feel about Donald Trump, but he got 47 convictions or some shit, and he's not pleading guilty to any. But what made me laugh was
They're not
his-
convictions yet.
yeah,
They're counts.
the guy outside was hella like. They interviewed some guy that he basically was like, I was in formal federal this and that. This was like, this is a fucking patriot, and
Look at that's a slur now.
he
He's
said
a fucking patriot,
said-
bro.
he said if you think July or January, what was it, 6?
Oh my god.
He's like, if you think January 6th was bad, that was a walk in the park. What's gonna happen when they put Trump in jail?
The government's gonna put you down like the dog you are?
I'm just like,
you think the government's really gonna be like, we're gonna put this guy in jail, and then people are gonna attack the jail, and the government's not gonna be like, Secret Service, can you come shoot some civilians, please?
but it's just weird because he's like, oh, you guys think that's bad? We're all stocked up. I'm like, why
I
would
like
you
struggle a lot because one part of my brain is always like, I like the freedoms we have in America.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, dude, if I was in charge, I'd just shoot these motherfuckers. Like I'd just be over it. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like,
such a horrible, bold statement. I'll just shoot these motherfuckers.
well, the thing is like, so I'll give you like an example point. So one of the things I think about is we need America.
Hell yeah.
America has two borders.
Hell yeah.
We only have two countries that border us, right?
Hell yeah.
There's Canada and Mexico.
Hell
Canada
yeah.
is a safe border. Mexico isn't a safe border, but it's not Mexico's fault.
Okay.
I'm not really worried about like illegal immigrants coming over here.
See.
I'm more worried about like the actual like crime and stuff like this. And like if I was president, I would just march the military to
If
Mexico
I was
and just
president-
wipe, just go full like
On the Mexicans?
not on the Mexicans, on the cartels. Yeah, I just go full fucking Desert Storm on that shit.
This is pretty fucking
That's what I'm saying. Is we,
deep in there, though.
but like
Have you heard Wycliffe Jean's song about if he
it's
was
so
president?
ingrained, and not even in their quote unquote society. It's just so ingrained in like the way their economy works that like some outside forces got to do something, right? Like you can't keep hiring. You can't keep tricking the Mexican people into electing puppets.
I had a dream that I was.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, but I don't like. If a president did that, I don't necessarily know if I would agree. But like,
You'd be okay.
if you put me in control of everything and gave me infinite power, I would just fucking walk in there.
But I had a
like,
dream.
Just try to
I
fucking
think
stop me.
me and my wife saw something bad, so these gangsters came to us like thugs, like people that
Straight
I remember grew
thug.
up, people. They were people I grew up with, actually, their faces, and they threatened us with guns.
Is that
and
a
stuff.
dream?
Yeah, and then I was like, telling Crystal, I think I'm gonna.
Then you went It Man on him.
I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them because they want to kill us because we saw something. Then it's a chain. It's like I kill them, then they got someone that wants to retaliate me, and someone, it goes back and forth. So then it's like
not gang warfare.
so, but isn't that what would happen if
It's the
you're
military.
killing
The killing can only get so high before somebody kills enough people to where they doesn't fucking matter.
and then it gets higher and higher. Then you're facing Starro.
There are several institutions in place in the United States government that does not. If the president got arrested and the military had to step in on American soil, which it is not allowed to do by any means, most of them aren't going to be like, yeah, you know what, let's join these guys. Most of them will be like, well, we have people that live here that we care about. Like, we don't really need this crazy shit happening to threaten them. We're already worried about. We understand who America's real enemies are. Like, the people that actually want to get us killed, that actually want to do harm to us. Not like these misunderstood, misled
if the
rednecks.
cartel was at the border and you could bring 10 elephants with you,
I'd be running up there like Hannibal Barca, bro.
or 20 hyenas. Which one would you be?
Elephants, dude. I'd pull up there like Hannibal Barca, bro. I'd be coming up with those Andes mountains, coming
Dude,
down
they
and
would
just fucking wiping
They would
Caesar
mow.
off the planet.
They'd mow through them like.
No, bro. Not over my experienced military mind.
Oh,
bro.
these elephants are trained. They're trained killers.
Clearly, you don't know who Hannibal Barca is.
No, I don't.
He's a very funny comedian.
Hannibal Buress?
No, Hannibal Barca. Hannibal Barca's he's from Carthage. He's like one of the only guys that like handed Rome its ass like multiple times in the Punic Wars. But that's requires me to give you a lot of
Yeah,
bags.
exactly.
Like you got to know who Scipio is. Like, bro, you don't know who Scipio is?
Nope. Sounds like a good rap name. bro.
Dude, I was literally about to be like, he just released his new album.
Scipio dropping that shit. Oh, they have a
Scipio, these nuts.
they have a Scooby sad face, a Wojak.
Sag face.
But it's
Is it
Scooby.
Cheems?
No, it's Scooby.
That's not Cheems. Okay.
It's Scooby with a collar. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so is the Chad the guy with the beard and the haircut
And the blonde and the like.
with the
When they're like, when it's like two girls that are like, oh my god, our boyfriends are so mean. Oh, I want to
he's
break
like,
up with them. And it's
what's
like,
up? What's up? They're cool with each other or some shit.
or that's like, I love my girlfriend. Yes, and it's just the Chad faces.
What's the face with the big jawline? The guy that looks like computer generated.
The guy who's standing like
I think so, but there's a lot of them that he's got like sucked in
really dark hair.
dark hair. He looks like a model. Is that a real person that's
Yeah, he's a model.
that
Yeah, he's
messed up his face and they just
No,
use it?
that's a real person with a real face.
You don't think that he got his face done like that?
No.
Like put injections or anything?
I think there are some people.
I don't know about that fucker. I don't know.
I don't know about that essay.
I was trying to be fucking Meet the Fuckers like I don't know to be Robert De Niro. I guess I went too Mexican for you on that. But I don't know, fucker. Kind of looks like got his cheekbones done and some liposuction. To me, it looks like it. At least to me. It's funny learning memes when you're old because
Look up Cheems.
Cheems.
Cheems. Kenai has cheeseburger.
Oh,
Cheemsburger, sorry.
I've seen that.
Not the cat.
I've seen the cat.
Look up Cheems.
Image for Cheems. Oh, that's the dog? Mm-hmm. The swole dog? See,
And the really like frumpy dog.
see, I've seen all these. And that's the weird thing is I don't even just know the names. I wonder if that's just...
You don't remember like the epic fail face or the me gusta? Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
Me gusta.
Me gusta.
Yeah. Ugh.
Those are all pretty relevant back in the day.
But the problem is memes have sharpened their edge if they've gone on. Like now memes are just ironic. So they're just eternally funny. Like anything ironic is like eternally funny, right? Like irony is the constant hilariousness. Like I could be like,
Hilariousness.
I don't know, like a bricklayer getting killed by a brick. That's ironic, right? Well, I guess it's not ironic. What I mean is like, it's like
10,000
rain
spoons.
on your wedding day.
10,000
It's like a
spoons, all you
free
need is a
ride
knife.
when you're already late. It's
No,
some
it's a
good
free ride when you already paid
It's a good advice.
that you just didn't take.
And who would have thought?
It figures.
It figure. And who would? Shout out to Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
You a real one? You straight G? Straight from East Flatbush?
Is she?
No.
She's Canadian.
I honestly
You
don't
know
even...
she was engaged to Ryan Reynolds.
Good for her. We're getting out of that relationship.
Why? Ryan
I don't know. He
Reynolds?
kind of seems like if you were in an actual...
He's with what's her face now?
I know, but behind the scenes, he could just be a nightmare. He's just... But like...
I've heard he's
you-
a wonderful
I know,
man.
but you have to be like... I feel like you have to be that kind of a person. I feel like he's a very erratic lover.
He's with Scarlett Johansson too. They're engaged.
I know, but I feel like he's very much a like... He'll just show up at your work randomly or like...
Hey, babe.
do random things or like prank you or like mess with you. Like you have to be like prepared for that. You have to be like, that's the kind of relationship I want.
That Jack in the Box was a joke. Like, I mean, you think he just comes out with pranks here and there?
I think she's talked about that. His current
Have some
life.
Pringles. Whoops.
About him doing a snake.
It's a snake.
It's just a hand.
Check it
like
out. It's a snake.
It's a severed hand.
Whoops. Like, I don't think he's like that. But I can't think of the name who he's with right now. He met her on Green Lantern. Probably the best thing ever that happened to him was like I went to a shitty movie and I met her. She played his love interest. But
Oh, okay.
she talks very highly of him that he's very good for
I
the
don't care.
kids
I don't
and all
care.
that.
I don't care anymore.
Whatever. Well, then we could just wrap it up if you don't care. It was a fun, good talk about animals and
Donatello.
Donatello, memes,
Cheems.
Pepe.
Pepagog.
God, there's so many fucking memes.
Can I get a
out
Keck W?
What's that?
A Keck is a laugh and a W is a win.
Poggers.
L ratio. Poggers.
All right.
That's also the Poggers faces though.
Yeah, I don't like that face.
The Asian guy was going.
Yeah, and they always do the Yao Ming laugh. Yeah, it's always kind of weird. God, where all these come from? Who are creating these? They need to make money off them for how much they're being used.
No, but that's why they're so great.
Yeah.
It's because they're public domain.
Part of the system, the Rage Against the Machine.
It's like 30 to 50 feral hogs.
What?
I just said you like Doctor Strange blast up.
Yeah.
30 to 50 feral hogs. You don't remember that
Oh
day?
yeah.
We were dying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I showed people that video, that thing the other day. I was talking. I think it was
What was-
we were in Oakland and I was showing my team. I was like, "You guys ever seen the 30 to 50 feral hogs?" They're like, "No," and I was like, "Oh my god."
What was it about? Because he's like, yeah, but
It's
what
about
if?
gun control.
But what does he say about it? He says, but
And the first comment is not funny at all. It's literally like, Just a serious
I remember he's like,
question.
but what if you have 54? It's just how
Just a
he's-
serious question. What if I lived in like rural Texas and I had to deal with 30 to 50 feral hogs, and if I didn't have an AR-15, and then it was just people just shell, and when it's like, oh fuck, I'll have to find it because one of the tweets is so funny. It's talking about like it names the kids, and it's like my kids. Something.
Dude, I think I want to create a band now called 50
30 to
Feral
50
Hogs.
feral. It's got to be 30 to 50
Yeah,
feral
30
hogs.
to 50 feral hogs. How would you shorten that?
It's like 30 seconds from Mars.
325 FH?
3050 FH.
Huh?
3050 FH.
3050 FH. That could work. 3050 FH. Ladies and gentlemen, 3050 FH. No, I still want my band to be called 30 to 50 Feral Hogs. I just need,
exactly.
I just need abbreviation.
So the first tweet is, if you're one arguing the definition of assault rifle today, you are part of the problem. You know what an assault weapon is, and you know you don't need one. And then the next thing is from William McNabb, a legit question for rural Americans. How do I kill the 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into my yard within 3 to 5 minutes while my small kids play?
So they're within 5 minutes away from the kids?
They just hang out for 3 to 5 minutes and leave again. I don't know. It says, hate when 30 to 50 feral hogs run into my yard and my kids play, force me to dual wield AR-15s as I mow them down. The best one is, exactly, last week my sons Bradford and Highland were out drinking Bush Heavy on the back deck. They're 13 and 11 when a pack of 76 feral hogs came running up. I only had a bolt-action rifle, and by the time I took out number 76, Bradford was already gone. I miss him dearly. And then it's like, and I will kill 30 to 50 feral hogs, and I would kill 30 to 50 feral hogs, and I would kill 30 to 50 more, just to be the man who killed 30 to 50 feral hogs and leaves them at your
That's
door.
so fucking bad. I forgot all about that.
My milkshakes brings all the 30 to 50 feral hogs to the yard, and then people find out that U.S. warns of feral hog approaching country from Canada, and it's like actual.
Has anyone looked up a
hogs.
feral hog? Is it just
It's just a wild pig.
a wild pig?
Yeah. We'll end the podcast with this one. There's a as the founding fathers intended copy pasta is one of my favorite things ever, and I will read it to you because I don't think I've ever read it. As fathers intended, and this is what we'll leave it on. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, they made it private, you fucking assholes. Fuck you, Redditors.
That's weird.
That's what the Redditors... Remember, because they're all going private because they're mad at Reddit.
I haven't been on Reddit.
I own a musket for home defense, since that's what the founding fathers intended. 4 ruffians break into my house. What the devil? As I grab my powdered wig and Kentucky rifle, I blow a golf ball-sized hole through the first man. He's dead, on the spot. Draw my pistol on the second man, miss him entirely because it's smooth bore, and I nail the neighbor's dog. I have to resort to the cannon mount at the top of the stairs loaded with grape shot. Tally-ho, lads! The grape shot shreds 2 men in the blast. The sound and extra shrapnel sets off car alarms. Fixed bayonet in charge, the last terrified rapscallion. He bleeds out, waiting on the police to arrive, since triangular bayonet wounds are impossible to stitch up, just as the founding fathers intended.
Jesus Christ. And with that, thank you for listening. Declan dropped the bomb.
This has been Ernie and Declan for NPR.
And
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you guys next time. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.